Already sending the briefcases in his direction. Luffy steps up for a bit of a poke down and then recalls back with the gadget. RBM very aware of where second best is, and on his own can do a fair bit of work to zone this Kenji out of the air. Now has to try and pop a hyper super, but RBM has that gadget. Not too bothered to go down here because we have a countdown that has begun, and second best is going to be pressured out. That shield also getting popped by Porters is very annoying for the Kenji.
Yeah, I think there's no potential for a mid either, as that's not going to spawn, but it's not going to matter as RBM rips through IX, trying to mount a push in the closing seconds. Make a bit of a difference, but I don't think they're going to be able to bring this one back. 8% needed for Tribe Gaming, and the follow-up shots coming in. Going to go for the jump now as well. RBM gets in, but can't get out in that situation. Super comes through from both Zeus and Luffy here, followed with another one as well. Second best going to go down. Charles, the last man standing, and Rattled Hive will put the nail in the coffin for set 2 as Tribe Gaming continue his arms, but won't last much longer. Second best looking for a little bit of a shot now, goes in, has to stun Luffy, otherwise that could be a bit of a runaway play. Luffy still going on this aggressive route, but can't find this shot onto Charles, and will be forced to wait for a better opportunity. But Zeus wants to go now, and Luffy joins him as well. Pass might be there, but he couldn't quite grab it. The hypercharge is there though, and all members of Tribe Gaming collapsing.
First countdown.
Okay, so far so good for Elektros. This Lily has been the difference maker so far. Tyra needs a super. They need to dive in the direction of the Crow, but as Livy can go wherever he wants to with a super of his own. Gadget pop for Rafiki. Belal nicely done with the super, and as Livy now getting jumped on, has a hypercharge super ready to go, but a good cocoon onto Rafiki. It doesn't take him out of the game long enough, but at least Sulan can belay a countdown, but all of the gems are on Elektros' side of the map now.
Another interesting choice there from Rafiki on the Lily. Needs to play bodyguard here. Left hand in behind the wall is Livy. Also there to defend the teammates. Fade with the invisibility though. Getting right up in Bilal's face. He had no idea he was there. Catastrophe. Now they have a super to get away, and Fade with 11 in his pocket.
And he's happy to take a fight. He's going to get one though, that's for sure. Tyron forced to jump out, but Bilal and Rafiki a little bit too healthy, and Sulan is, well, doesn't feel like he has confidence to come forward here. Are there any supers left for Pioneers? I doubt it. Fade's trying to get forward. As Livy, though, not the main target. Slept up instantly. Here comes the Sandstorm. Zulan now with the Spiderlings, but as Livy tries to get in and clear them to jump on in. Bilal's low. They've gotten through him. Now Rafiki off spawn with invulnerability, but Tyron going to try and dive in as Livy with a shield. Of course, Fade is going to turn up. A super, and his
Rafiki saving that hypercharge in the back pocket too. Really responsible decision. Oh, but an early go at it there. Had an opportunity to probably get them even more damage than that. But with 15 on the clock, it's KCP with the numbers.
Bilal in trouble, 1v3, not where you want to be in any situation, not even a powerful brawler like Kaze, still able to win it out. Fade falls down, there's going to be pressure on the top side. Turret now, 28% and counting, and how
they have been able to have their way with this map. It was a close match the whole way through, but KCP have to take a stand right here, right now. 90% for the blue side, 20% now stunned out. Tyrant diving in, looking to make contact with Bilal. Bilal finally falls. Tyrant low HP as Livy goes for the stun and will bury the Pioneers. Step 1 complete for Team Elektros.
Now from Bren, an attempt to move back in. Long-range takedown for Diego Gamer as a response. Elevator at 80% and climbing. Here comes yet another Fink super down. Patchy gets to restore some of his ammo and maintain control. And another super comes out of Evex. He is cycling these things like crazy. A second Tara hypercharge this game, but he won't even need to use it. Elevate kind of wiped the chance in Evex. Old Bob uses his gadget to get in. Still totally denied by Diego Gamer. Didn't even break us.
Old Bob with low HP. All the members of the red roster about to go down, holding on for dear life. They swing 1 star their way. Elevate with 1 star lead will take the set, and most importantly, take a match. It's Elevate once again.
Briefly, Juan Carlos taken down as he comes out of that mind control. It is an entire slaughterfest over here between the two teams, and Space Station Gaming, they're completely stopped in their tracks.
I mean, that was brilliant from Tacos. Jumped over the Kit Super, followed up, got the kill, got another one as well, but just couldn't quite.
Those abilities, Bobby does have the hypercharge to use now. Going to try and get some upward momentum. Now, Pain, but opening on the left side. Chino, what? Tried to avoid the mind control. Ended up unable to defend the goal entirely, but Space Station Gaming are getting aggressive out of the gates. Here comes a bit of defense from Tacos, but he falls, and now the ball has been cornered on the back left.
Yeah, I mean, that was... He tried to avoid it, but kind of ended up overly avoiding it in the end. Bobby will go and get that kill as well. They need to start something soon. The stun's going to be there for Chino. Tries to make the move, evades that super nicely. Pain's going to be stunned again. He'll get that kill, but he needs to keep this pressure on. Try keep Tacos low, or his teammates aren't even going to be able to help him get this goal.
You could see Chino fighting the inner demons, telling him, go for the ball. Do it. Sacrifice yourself to get the ball out of there. But instead, they're going to play as a team. Here comes the freeze. Pain bound to be taken down. Juan Carlos emerging from out of underground soon. Sans needs to receive this pass. Chino's going to try and walk it in, and he's got it. With only 2 seconds left to go, and overtime ensues.
Well, it's going to be a dangerous start. Tacos has the hypercharge early on. You can see them just instantly sprinting away. Can he get the stun on them? Not quite, but he throws a super on top of himself and they get the kill that way. Bobby, off the back of it, cardboard box trying to come in, but he can't get much done. Has the hypercharge, but needs a super to make the move.
They gotta defend this ball. They know that Pain can super over to it and then have a super pass into the goal. Tacos could also dribble, pass over to Juan Carlos, looks for the mind control. Oh my goodness, Sans dodged it out. The hypercharges are available to the entire team. Surely a goal for Space Station Gaming. They're opting to keep control. Invis out from Bobby to get that super back. Sans with a devastating hypercharge super, looks for it around Juan Carlos in defense. Value for the goal. It's just Chino versus the world. This one's wide open for S-Team in to go ahead and score a goal. 25 seconds left to go for Space Station to finish things off with a goal of their own and bring us to overtime.
Well, hypercharge is there and they're bouncing out the spawn. Sans getting some heals back from his shots. Now the herbal tonic coming down to Bobby will go in, get the stun. Chino has a hypercharge, might be the same situation as last time. Pain has one of his own. Juan Carlos going to dive down and avoid that. Surviving well, gets the pass off, and Bobby's there waiting for it. SSG again with a great comeback, and they won the last overtime. Can they repeat it?
They're certainly hoping to do so. Here comes a stun in from Bobby. Tacos is a dead man, and his 2 members from STMN defending it. Bobby with a super, looking for a pass, a self-pass forward. Chino's got to pick it up. Juan Carlos, no mind control. Bang! In the bottom right. And SSG lock in a postseason.
Yeah, I think this is doable from mid, though, and Luffy's going to go in really well here. Hypercharge got so many shots in. They get the reset regardless, but there would have been enough from mid, just about. It's 10-10, and RBM with all of them in his hands. Now the pull comes forward. Rafiki gets taken down, makes that massive. 11, and the count starts for Tribe.
No chance to use the gadget there, or no availability of it for Rafiki. This is a problem. Bilal getting chunked down. Cocoon doesn't hit. RBM was one carrying all the gems. Tribe at least allow Rafiki to pick that gem up and reset the countdown. But here we go. Now Elektros have to make the move. And be able to snap one of their own up, of course, momentarily. But RBM doesn't want to allow that to occur so easily. Still, it just flips straight into Azlivi's pocket as it is spawning on the Elektros side. This one's dangerous. Okay, Luffy lets that one fall to Bilal, who has that cocoon available.
Yeah, Paul was missed there as well, and this one's spawning on the Team Elektros side. They might be able to get it, but Rafiki down to 1 shot. Hypercharge going to miss absolutely everyone for the Amber. But Luffy knows he needs to go in. Super coming through, might be able to get the reset on his living, but he gets Cocoon on landing, and that's going to be the game going to...
But he should be free to pick up the gem here. Oh, trying to walk away, caught the Cocoon. Now they go over to RBM, but we have a countdown set up. Rafiki's got to go aggressive, and he gets blown to smithereens. This one's dangerous, folks. Luffy has a hypercharged super, can get out of trouble and keep that 1 gem in hand to maintain the countdown. And Zeus is just a decoy. Another big cocoon catch, though, and as Livy now tries to stand up inside his own hypercharge, it'll keep resetting it. Zeus has the lion's share of the gems, though. RBM can get in front and play spoiler, and there's no one else from Elektros here. There's a window now to flatten Rafiki before he can get in and get the job done, and that is the plan. Magic Puff crucial, keeping Tribe nice and healthy. Luffy goes after his Livy, and Zeus is big chilling. Tribe Gaming make a tug of war of it. Take these upstarts Elektros out of the competition. Hypercharge super from Zeus wasn't enough to protect against hypercharge cashback from the Griff. It hits hard and it ignores those walls. But Zeus is able to build yet another super through that last fight. So it might be a simple case of supering to the point now, of course, that they've got that Lure ultimate in play. Just dip a toe here and there, 90% and counting. Bilal threatening here, a flank around the side as Zeus goes for the gadget. Bit of healing, then a super onto RBM. Nice cocoon connection, RBM kind of doing it all. Hey, but it's an exchange that ultimately Elevate are happy with. Oh, what a hook!
Long range pull and now countdown siding with SSG. What a swing! Avex position top right hand side while the red roster moves back to a defensive stance in the middle of the map. Diego Gamer trying to chisel his way up, drag down to the Shadow Realm. Bobby in trouble, 800 HP does go down. Elevate circling them like vultures. Sans has to go to the Shadow Realm. Patchy guessing where he's at, and honestly the heals from the Tara will reveal a dash forward though. Sans with perfect precision.
FX is cracked. I was so impressed that he's able to get those gems out of Bobby's hands, but Bobby clearly not losing today because that magic hand was unbelievable. Threaded the needle, caught Diego Gamer out. Nothing the Crow could do. I mentioned if he eats a singular magic hand, the game is probably over. And our Sands will hold.
Now they've got a shot in the net as well. 1-1 overall, and Bobby getting sneaky. Hypercharge going down, so Vex pops the gadget. So much damage being dealt, though. Sands scooping every one of the enemy side. Patchy left all alone. Dive in. Purple button clicked, and SSG have tied this. Beautiful dodges going through Chino. Indestructible with the gadget. They still find a way to take him out. Elevate have to climb their way back into this mid.
Chino literally faster than the flames that his dragon is spitting. He is getting ahead of those. That should not be physically possible. Still, Elevate aren't able to do too much with that Fink Super. Not as much as they would have liked anyway. Forced on back they are. Diego Gamer knows now with his hypercharge developed, he has to be super aggressive. He needs to go 1v2 in this situation as Patchy steps in with yet another super. Sands laboriously deploys the super of his own, but now that it's down, it will have the zoning impact that Space Station are hoping for. So much so that Patchy still can't touch. He's in enemy territory to even play the game, and he does at least throw that super down, which will force Chino to play ahead of the point, and Sands and Bobby will be forced off of it. FX is doing the most to make use of that Fink Super.
Elevate have to be perfect the rest of the way, not just in this set, but for the entire match. Slowly climbing their way back up at 79% for Space Station Gaming. Elevate had quite the gap to go against Chino, going for another gadget, gets value out of it. Vex skating across the map, but has to be careful. Doesn't want it to be on the ice. Sands gets a big time takedown, 90% and climbing. Vex doing everything he can in his power, but the Cloud have a lead. They're just trying to keep this ball cornered on the top left-hand side and fight against the clock. They can't allow SSG to have any semblance of offense. Bobby tries to move down the map as quickly as he can, but this ball is going to be a tough position here. Now they're without Kit. Luffy with low HP. Another super going down. Chino goes in to bury them.
And Zeus is running away with 6, but it's still not enough to tie.
He's wasting time in the air too. He can't attack from this distance. Luffy dragging one to the Shadow Realm. 9 seconds left, and Sands has to hold on for dear life. There is a gym that can spawn in the middle, and somehow they have to find it. RBM sprinting over.
Has the hypercharge. That's enough to take down Luffy if he comes back out, but Sands is holding on to 11. He's safe and sound. Only 13 seconds to go for Tribe Gaming to make a beeline across the entire arena, and Zeus has only just gotten his super. Doesn't even have a hypercharge. 5 seconds to go. Luffy needs to make a miracle happen. Almost does. Avoids a super from Bobby, but Sands is still alive. In Space Station Gaming, a Bonnie hypercharge. Chino's just gonna do it raw. No hypercharge required? Not quite. With 10 seconds to go, he must have missed the button. 10 seconds now. Bobby's got to do something unthinkable. A takedown onto RBM? No, not quite. Comes the hypercharge oil down. Everyone's got to move away. Hypnosis on a Zeus gets 1 kill. Looking for 2. RBM falls. Luffy, the last possibility, the last bastion of offense for Tribe Gaming. On the right side, moved away in the Hypnosis in onto Luffy. That makes 1. Zeus, hypercharge style, looks for Sands. Chino has a super. Is he going to use it? 10 seconds to go. Tribe Gaming only have 1 more move to make this happen. And as the clock ticks down, they're running out of options. A jump to the sky, a takedown on Zeus, and Tribe Gaming fall. The curtain falls. The old guard of North American Brawl are still here.
The last great American dynasty. When they needed it most, the old guard